Ang ganda ng MC.
Part of the SDO Pasig City's virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation. Radiates the aspiration, applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly, in Pasig City, no one is left behind. Be part of the SDO Pasig City's virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation. Radiates the aspiration. Applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly, in Pasig City, no one is left behind.
Anong oras na sa inyo, sir?
Be part of the SDO Pasig City's virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation. Radiates the aspiration. Applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly, in Pasig City, no one is left behind. Be part of the SDO Pass virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation. Radiates the aspiration. Applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly, in Pasig City, no one is left behind. part of the SDO Pasig City's virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation, radiates the aspiration, applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly in Pasig City, no one is left behind. Be part of the SDO Pasig City's virtual caravan of notable best practices. Have a glimpse of how each school empowers the stakeholders amidst the pandemic. Feel the motivation, radiates the aspiration, applauds the legacy of the best intention, as it is exemplified in every innovation. Truly in Pasig City, no one is left behind.
Nagdodonor ako doon. Bigay ng ballpen, parang apat to ako. Masana. Tatlo? Nag-request na tayo ng Oo, di ba nakalagay dito yun? Oo, nakalagay dito. Sasama ako dito. Anuhan lang to. Ipipirmahan ko lang to.
grateful for what you have, you'll end up having more. If you concentrate on what you don't have, you will never ever have enough. This is Judith Janea Retaga from Rizal Experimental Station and Pilot School of Cottage Industries, and welcome to our second day afternoon session of Virtual Caravan of Notable School Best Practices, with the theme School's Notable Practices, Aid for Empowering the Stakeholders Amidst the Pandemic. Together, let us celebrate our gratefulness for we were able to victoriously surpass the changes caused by the occurrence of COVID-19 infection in our nation. To officially begin the program, let us unite as we sing the nationalistic song and come as one as we glorify the Almighty through our prayer.
Ako'y anak ng lupang hinirang, kung saan matatagpuan ang timyas ng perlas ng silangan, nagniningning sa buong kapuluan. Taglay ko ang hiwaga ng silangan, at saan mang bayan o lungsod, maging timog, hilaga at kanluran, ang Pilipino ay namumukod. Sama-sama nating abutin, pinagkamatayog na bituin, at ang aking tagumpay, tagumpay ng aking lahi, tagumpay ng aking lipi, ang tanging minimithi at hinahangad. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat. Ako ay may isang munting pangarap sa ating dakilang lupain, at sa sama-sama nating pagsisikap, sama-sama ring mararating ang iba't ibang galaw, iisang patutunguhan. Dito, isang araw, isang kapuluan. Sama-sama nating abutin, pinagkamatayog na bituin, at ang aking tagumpay, tagumpay ng aking lahi, tagumpay ng aking lipi, ang tanging minimithi at hinahangad. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin lahat. Hangad ko'y tagumpay natin Give thanks with a grateful heart.
Son, give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks to the Holy One. Give thanks because He's given Jesus Christ, His Son. Let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us. And now let the weak say, I am strong. Let the poor say, I am rich because of what the Lord has done for us.
Let us bow our heads and place ourselves in the presence of the Lord. Dear Lord, we stand before you in humble prayer before we start with this program, Virtual Caravan of Notable Schools Best Practices for Calendar Year 2021. May your goodness and love be present amongst us today. Bestow your grace and divine wisdom so we cooperate and enjoy camaraderie for the greater glory of your name. We pray for unity. Build in us all a deep respect for one another so that SDO Pasig may be one. We pray hope. Come stir your hope within our hearts and renew our faith to serve this trying time of pandemic as we continue to receive your grace of safety, good health, and positive minds. We pray for vision. May your vision fill our lives as we seek to reveal your love. Minds for us to receive the vital information that the leaders, speakers, and facilitators give as they impart their knowledge. Our hearts, so that we may receive your everlasting love and be able to succeed with the plans we have for this activity. Our spirit, so that we may know that you are with us all throughout the day. We ask all these through your mighty name. Amen.
And to God be all the glory. Today we will be inspired by the presentation of Cluster 4, namely Buting Elementary School, Buting Senior High School, San Joaquin Elementary School, and San Joaquin Calawaan High School, of course guided by their Public Schools District Supervisor, Dr. Gomer O. Agon. Before we proceed with the presentation, let me acknowledge once again the efforts and the support of our leaders that made this event possible. To our ever proactive School Division Superintendent, Ms. Maria Evalo Concepcion A. Agustin, to our hardworking Assistant School Division Superintendent, Ms. Carolina T. Rivera Sese, to our passionate SGOD Chief, Dr. Victor M. Javenia, to our very appreciative CID Chief, Dr. Manuel A. Laguerta, to our very charming Senior Education Program Specialist, Ms. Ruth Paniel de la Cruz, to our resourceful and supportive public school district supervisors and education program supervisors, thank you so much and kudos to all your endeavors. All your intentions are treasured and valued. And of course, let us not forget the hardship of all the teachers and all the stakeholders for the success of previous school year. A salute to honor all your legacies. To our guests, welcome and hope you enjoy and be inspired with our program. Now, may I just remind everyone about the program guidelines. Each school head will be given 2 minutes to have their introduction. It can be recorded or live. I, the master of ceremony, will be respectfully guide you to your time limit. Notable best practices video of each school have a maximum time limit of 8 minutes. The organizer will cut the video on its maximum time allotment. More than one entry will be played continuously. School head will not be given another time to talk every after the video. Impressions will be given by the program observer after the last center. All right, so long wait is over. So viewers,
Recording
feel the
in progress.
excitement as I introduce to you the first presenter. He is the man behind the vision of children's growth, the trailblazer and one of the leaders that set the world on fire with his original ideas. Please welcome the principal of Buting Elementary School, Mr. Joel L. Armas.
Hello there, this is Joel Amarmas, principal of Buting Elementary School, and I would like to introduce to you one of the best practices here in Buting Elementary School. The school has been blessed for almost a decade now with the Rotary Club Pasig South. Collaboration of Corazon Sanchez at the Memorial Foundation. One of their programs is the Recoveries, formerly known as Let's Read. The program incurred significant aid for struggling learners in reading. The partnership and the valuable support in the program works tremendous effect in the school mantra AEIOU. Academic excellence is our ultimate goal for the lugar. For you to know more, here is a short video. Watch this.
Recoveries is a based home literacy program implemented with the help of parents and their volunteers that consist of a series of 3 21-day journals. The objectives of Recoveries program are the following: A. Management of stress and trauma among children through guided and art-written activities. Continuity of tools that will support for reading and develop values in the absence of connectivity and bandwidth. And C. Provide opportunities for parent-child engagement and bonding through guided activities. The Department of Education, through Depth and Order number 12 series of 2020, are the adoption of the Basic Education Learning Continuity Plan for 2020-2021 in light of the COVID-19 public emergency, recognizes as orientation and protection and well of learners in the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. Schools are expected to provide support services to increase the mental resilience of learners. In addition, it had to address the mental health as well as recover the learning loss of the learners who remained cooped inside the house during the duration of the community quarantine. Recognizing the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic to a person's mental health and understanding these challenges, the Rotary Club of Pasig South remained faithful to its partnership with Buting Elementary School, whose reading program it has been sponsoring for the past 7 years. Through the support and partnership of the Zone 6 Rotary District 3800, the Recoveries program was launched at the school to benefit 60 learners from grades 1 and 2 with learning kits intended to help children make sense of their feelings and experiences and at the same time help them practice their literacy and numeracy skills in a fun and creative way.
Hi, I'm Arnhira Liola from grade 1 Orchid. I want to thank Recovery for helping me a lot of things from kwentong quarantine, kwentong sibul, at kwentong kwenta. I learn how to be thankful every day, to taking care of my plants, and lastly, it's helping me to learn the value of money. I wish I still have many more journals to learn from Recovery. Thank you very much po. Hello po, ako po si Nick Johan Sanchez, grade 1 Orchids. Nagpapasalamat po ako at nakasali po ako sa Recovery. Malaki po na itulong sa akin ng Recovery dahil marami po akong natutunan sa kanila. To gastusin, spend, isipin ang mga gusto at mga pangangailangan, unahin ang mga pangangailangan. 3. Ibahagi, share. Magbahagi sa mga mas nangangailangan o tumulong sa mga pangangailangan sa pamilya.
Bilang magulang na kumakatawan sa grade 1 Sampaguita, kami ay labis na nagpapasalamat sa bumubuo ng Recovery, Rotary Club of Pasig South, teachers, at higit sa lahat sa Panginoong may kapal. Labis po ang aming paghanga at sa salamat sa oportunidad na maging bahagi ang amin at sa inyong napakagandang programa. Muli po at ang aking anak na si Leonel Quintana ay buong pusong nagpapasalamat.
Great appreciation and salute to Recovery's programs, we prepare an interpretative song created by our teacher, Ma'am Maris Gregorio, and interpreted by yours, Mami A, together with my daughter,
Kylie Bernice V. Carol.
Please watch our presentation titled
The Power of a Growing Seed. We planted a seed which the Lord made to grow. We planted a seed which the Lord made to grow. And the Lord made the sunshine, and the Lord made the rain fall, and the Lord made the little seed grow. And the roots went down
Right. So, last song syndrome is real. The song still plays in my mind. Recoveries make us wise and bright. Focusing on mental health of the children is indeed incredible. Once again, a virtual applause for Buting Elementary School. And now let us move on with our next presenter. Her calmness makes her a good leader. She can definitely handle difficult situation and strong personality. Let us have the principal of Buting Senior High School, Miss Maria Amparo G. Silvela.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako si Maria Paro G. Silvela, purong guro ng Buting Senior High School. Kinadadala kong ipahagi sa inyo ang ilan sa mga natanging programa, mga aktibidad ng aming paaralan upang matiyak na magiging magaling at magtatagumpay ang aming mga mag-aaral. Ang Buting Senior High School ay aktibo sa pagpatubad ng iba't ibang programang pangkalusugan. Tinitiyak din namin na maging malusog at maayos ang pangatawan at isipan ng aming mga mag-aaral, guro at pangipyan. Kahit nasa gitna ng pandemya at kahit walang face-to-face classes, hindi kami tumitigil sa pagbigay ng serbisyong pangkalusugan. Ang aming at-langing school nurse na Nurse Aero Jacob Tiopano ay gumawa ng virtual clinic kung saan maaari sumagpuni ang mga mag-aaral, guro at iba pang empleyado ng paaralan kung sila ay may pangailangang pangkalusugan. Nanatili bukas sa Buting High School Clinic sa pagbibigay ng gabay at payo sa mga nangangailangan. Kung ang hindi lang distance learning modality sa pagbigay ng atensyon sa pangkalusugan ng mga mag-aaral kahit sa panahon gumagamit ng internet at bagong teknolohiya. Mayroon din health promotion video tungkol sa wash-in schools programs o WIS at minimum health standards nurse aero upang bahagi ng tama at mahalagang kaalaman sa aming mga mag-aaral at maging sa iba pang paaralan. Ang aming guidance center ay naglusad ng 12-day career clinic up upang matulungan ng mga mag-aaral kung saan landas ang kanilang tatahakin matapos ng senior high school. Maaari din tumawag sa teleconferencing at guidance services na maaari magamit ng mga mag-aaral upang mapanatili ang kanilang mental health. Ilan lamang ang mga programang ito sa aming mga inisyatibo upang makasiguro na basta Buting ay magaling.
The COVID-19 pandemic posed tremendous challenges to the educational system of the country. The Department of Education believes that education must not be stopped, therefore blended learning modality was adapted. In the same way, delivery of health services of the Buting Senior High School Clinic must not also be halted. The commitment to provide continuous health services gave birth to the development of the school's virtual clinic. The school's virtual clinic aims to provide holistic and inclusive healthcare services to all the stakeholders of the school amidst the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Students, parents, teachers, and non-teaching personnel are the beneficiaries of this project. Their healthcare needs and concerns could be addressed through this virtual clinic. This platform could also be accessed by clients outside our school as long as they have the link. They can utilize this platform and benefit from it as well. The proponent of this project is none other than Mr. Aaron Jacob P. Omania, our school nurse too. Another notable practice in BSHS is the health promotion video of WASH in schools, minimum health standards and health promotion with the same proponent, Mr. Aaron Jacob P. Omania. The health risk brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic could affect everyone. Unhealthy students will have poor academic performance. Teachers and non-teaching personnel who are sick will not excel in the performance of their duty. It is vital to ensure a good state of health to have a better quality of life. It is through health education that people will realize the importance of maintaining their own health and well-being. To make sure that all the stakeholders of the school will be reached by accurate and useful health information, the BSHS clinic decided to craft a health education video that can be played during webinars, health symposiums, and on social networking sites. Students, parents, teachers, and non-teaching personnel are the beneficiaries of this project. They could learn a lot from watching this video. Other schools in the division also benefited from this project. They requested to present this health promotion video to their students and teachers during various school activities. Another notable project of BSHS is the 12 Days of Career Clinic. This project was conceptualized by the Guidance NGO, intended for all grade 10 to 12 learners all over the Philippines. The proponents are the following: Ms. Riza A. Mangaya, RGC Coordinator, Mrs. Jennifer Hebrero, the Co-Coordinator, and Mrs. Maria Amparo G. Silvila, BSHS School Principal 2. This project aims to help every BSHS learner in deciding the right career with assured employment. This help ensures that BSHS graduates would be guided on what curriculum exit they would be choosing after senior high school program. Another notable practice of BSHS is the telecounseling and guidance services. The project was pushed through the effort of Ms. Riza A. Mangaya, RGC, the BSHS guidance counselor, and the support of Mrs. Jennifer M. Hebrero, ASTP for Learners Operations and Support. This project believed to be of help on guiding the learner's quest despite the difficulties that we are facing, and if maximized might help in reducing dropouts and other related issues and concerns. This project aims to help the learners and other stakeholders deals with their mental health concerns brought by pandemic, and to continue to have healthy dispositions in pursuing senior high school program in the period of 2 years.
Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Hindi ba natin napaghandaan ng pandemya at nawalan man tayo ng face-to-face classes, ay hindi tumitigil ang ating paaralan upang ilapit sa ating mga kabataan. Kaya ang ating guidance office at ang ating school clinic ay nagkakaroon ng mga aktibidad kung saan na ipapadama natin sa mga kabataan ang ating mga pagmamahal sa kanila at ang ating pagpahalaga sa kanilang emosyon at sa kanilang kalusugan. Kaya binabati ko ang mga guro at non-teaching ng Buting Senior High School sa pagkakaroon ng mga aktibidad kung saan patuloy natin na ipapadama sa mga kabataan ng ating mga pagmamalasakit sa kanila. Pinabati ko kayong lahat.
Health is wealth. Aiming to nurture the students holistically is certainly admirable. Once again, a virtual applause for Buting Senior High School. Now let us move on with our next presenter. She is modest. She is humbled by her experiences and mistakes. She uses this lesson to better herself and teach others to avoid the same mistakes. A round of applause for the principal of San Joaquin Elementary School, Ms. Esther C. Amigo.
To the top management headed by our clever and hardworking schools division superintendent, Maria Evelyn Concepcion A. Agustin, smart and versatile ASDS Dr. Carolina T. Rivera Cese, to the two action-oriented Chief CID Chief Dr. Manuel A. Laguerta, SGOD Chief Dr. Victor M. Pavenia, to all accommodating PSDSS, candidate appreciative EPSS, my fellow school heads, SBM coordinators, respected guests, and to all the participants, greeting to each and more. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced a massive shift in the ways we work, learn, and connect with others. At the start of the pandemic, a rapid transition from physical to virtual classrooms. Schools had to scramble quickly to convert their classes into a digital, remote-friendly platform. However, despite the online learning curve for students and schools, the Department of Education never ceases to find solutions to these problems. Your school applied different practices as an aid of empowering the stakeholders, especially our learners and parents, amidst the pandemic. Through these practices, educators were able to address the issues and concerns of learners and parents. Stakeholders were able to maximize the use of ICT as a tool for the learning process. Their flexibility showcased continuing the education despite the challenges that we are experiencing. These practices help each individual in coping with the new normal setting of education and offered more options for engaging and developing instructional activities and materials. I am honored to introduce to you San Joaquin Elementary School best practices, which have a significant impact on the development of our learners and even the parents who serve as homeschool teachers. Kanta ko, kitas ninyo. The intensified knowledge of the teachers on children using classroom coding system, the TikToks. IEL at Pamezo, integrative assessment at Facebook, Messenger, and Zoom. And Garden in the Sky, SGAS Rooftop Garden.
Canva ko? P-task mo. In the age of digital literacy, educators have to find a balance between traditional teaching methods and the integration of digital materials. One useful technological tool is using the Canva for education, since our goal is to give the learners simple and clear instructions listed in the IA. We adapted the use of Canva for education in creating an informative video. It is used to inspire learning through the power of visual communication and collaboration. It is a free graphic design platform using pre-made templates for creating video presentations that could help the teachers in administering the task. This project aims to gather relevant information about student performance or progress and determine student interest to make judgments about their learning process. Moreover, to find a way for teachers to structure, sequence, and plan out learning goals for a specific instructional period, typically to move students towards the achievement of longer-term educational goals. Upon implementation of the Canva through the FB Messenger platform, PTASK is monitored carefully and evaluated by the teacher using the rubrics for each subject as a basis for them in giving grades for each PT submitted. As the project was continuously implemented up to the end of the school year, the parents and the learners were already able to adapt to the project. In every phase or implementation of the project, it showed that there was positive progress based on the project monitoring and evaluation. Here is sample video of how Canva is used.
Just like in the first PT, there are two sets of assigned tasks to do. This set is for the English, Math, TLE, Science, and MAPE subjects. Here is the overview of the assessment. This is the selection that you are about to read, and these are the tasks. For the TLE subject, 1.
Garden in the Sky, SJES Rooftop Garden. The SJES Rooftop Garden is one of our Gulayan sa Paaralan innovation. It has estimated surface size of 250 to 300 square meter and is placed on the rooftop of the administration building. Rooftop gardening is a novel way to cultivate plants and vegetables in an urban area. Gardening on a rooftop in the city is excellent as long as the plants and veggies receive adequate sunlight to thrive. We plant a variety of medium-sized fruit-bearing trees and vegetables to support sustainable production of healthy foods for our feeding learners. Our school grounds have large trees such as acacia, mango, and narit that filter the sunlight. It has a significant impact on our crop, and due to lack of sunlight, it limits the number of vegetables that can be grown. As a solution, we use our rooftop as an extension of our gulayan to grow and produce more plants and vegetables because it receives enough sunshine to make the plants and vegetables grow healthy. Furthermore, our rooftop garden can help our feeding program. The community, school, teachers, and learners will also benefit from this endeavor. This will support the community and school in appropriately managing waste through recycling, the use of plastic bottles as plant pots. Organic fertilizers made from the chicken manure and food scraps were added as innovation. Teachers will benefit greatly from the utilization of the rooftop as a teaching area in science and agriculture. The project will also benefit the learners. It will act as a learning environment to apply their gardening knowledge and skills. They can also learn urban gardening techniques that they can use at home.
IA at FAMEZO. Integrative Assessment at Facebook, Messenger, and Zoom. The integrative assessment is best understood by learners and parents in the simplest way. Teachers' explanations were recorded and presented via virtual conferencing on Zoom and Facebook Live. FAMEZO's integrated assessment is designed to make it easier for parents, learners, and teachers to comprehend and prepare for the performance task. It facilitates the completing of sections in grade 4 at once. When parents and learners are unable to be in the Zoom and FB Live at the same time, they can view the recorded files. This project aims to allow learners to comprehend and follow directions on how to complete their performance tasks, provide parents and learners with the simplest and most convenient of accessing the performance task, and enable learners to produce high-quality work and submit it on time. The following people will benefit from the project. For teachers, their instruction will become more straightforward and consistent. Parents will have a thorough grasp of the performance assignment, and they will be able to ask questions via live streaming, which other parents will be able to hear and provide greater guidance to their children. Learners who may ask questions via live streaming will have a better comprehension of the activities and will be able to complete them more quickly and accurately. When the IA was implemented at FAMEZO, the MT in charge of the grade level kept track on how it was being administered, and parents were provided feedback via group chats on the Facebook Messenger. The substantial increase of the IA submission has an impact on the learners' grades based on their outputs. In addition, the grades on the quarterly progress report card improved.
TikToks. The intensified knowledge of teachers on children using classroom coding style was another innovation implemented in school. The objective of the project is to organize a well-planned classroom management that helps the teacher execute her teaching learning process in a very systematic way. To address the difficulties encountered by the teachers in recognizing and identifying the names and faces of the learners, this code was used by the teacher during online classes and attached on the pictures of the learners. The project TikTok served as a tool in organizing the learners' school data such as ID, SF9, SF10, and the likes. It was also used to monitor the daily attendance of the learners as well as their participation or recitation during the online classroom discussion. Most of the learners were hesitant to recite during the online discussion, and through this classroom coding style, they became confident and able to participate actively in daily interaction. With the implementation of this project, the advisor had established easily classroom routine and was able to remember better each of her pupils. She fully identified who among her learners performed well and had a clear basis in assessing them.
Thank you very much for bearing with us. This is SRC Amigo from San Joaquin Elementary School.
I must agree, technology is the key. Maximizing its potential for the development of learning process is really something worth it. A virtual applause for San Joaquin Elementary School. The next presenter is a fair person. He has no personal biases against anyone and upholds justice all the time. Please welcome the principal of San Joaquin Calawaan High School, Mr. Lazaro P. Torres Jr.
Taas mo ha, 71 points ha. Si Ron. Oh.
The Project Pink, papel na ibibigay nyo para sa aking kinabukasan, is a project proposed and managed by Brigada Eskwela 2020 to 2021 team as part of Basic Education Continuity Plan in response to the pandemic. Education must continue, even all the learners and educators must stay at home to be safe from the deadly COVID-19 virus. Thus, the said project aims to provide a massive number of papers to be used to produce learning modules to ensure that learners will continue their studies at home.
With your project, pink became the color of generosity and unity. A virtual applause for San Joaquin Calawaan High School. Once again, thank you so much, Cluster 4, for sharing your ideas and initiative to make the distance learning more effective and efficient. A virtual applause to all the teachers and leaders who implemented those practices, and of course also to their public school district supervisor, Dr. Gomer O. Agon. At this moment, let us hear and contemplate the impression and message of our process observer for the day. She is diligent. She knows how to accomplish her task and be persistent enough to deal with them one at a time. Please welcome the Public Schools District Supervisor of Cluster 5, Dr. Marietta M. Limbo.
Good afternoon. Thank
Good
you, Ma'am
afternoon, ma'am.
Judy, and
Thank you.
of course to all of us. Thank you. Well, first and foremost, to our officer in charge, schools division superintendent, Ma'am Maria Evaluation Concepcion Agustin, to our ASBS, Ma'am Carol T. Rivera, to our two chiefs. Of course, we have Sir Manny Lagarta of the CID unit, and we have Dr. DJ Victor Havenia of the SGOD unit. To all my co-supervisors, both the education program supervisors as well as the public school district supervisors. To all our DOS school heads, our SBM coordinators, and all other participants who are here with us this afternoon. A pleasant day to all of us. Okay, so I am tasked to, as Ma'am Judy said here, that I am tasked to give as a process of observer, not to give my impression. Of course, first, I'd like to congratulate our school heads, for an overwhelming, very excellent and creative, innovative sharing of notable best practices that they have presented to us today, both this morning and this afternoon. Cluster 3 this morning, and we have the cluster 4 for this afternoon. So for the cluster 3, we have Bangbang Elementary School through the leadership of Ma'am Monina J. Cruz. And of course, we also have Cora Huta of Calawaan Elementary School. We have Ma'am Lani Garcia of Dr. Sixto Antonio Elementary School. And we have Ma'am Cecilia Regala of Pinagbuhatan High School. Well, this morning, we noticed that there were an overwhelming, very nice, best practices that each school had presented. And I just want not to highlight on the, they made mention of more than one, although we required them before Ma'am wrote that we told them to give only one best notable practices, but because of so many innovations, practices that they are also excited, and much willing to share all these things. So for Dr. Sixto with Ma'am Lenny, what I noticed is the Mahal Kita Bata project, no? That is a very good one. That stands for modified approaches in helping risks learners as key intervention based on their talents and abilities. And I heard Ma'am Ali sharing a while ago this morning, on the objective of this project, which is it aims to achieve the 100% passing rate of all the learners who are at risk of failing and dropping out. This is a beautiful and good, practices that is being implemented by the school, because as we always consider, that there should be no child should be left behind. So I'd like to believe that, Ma'am Lenny, this is really one of the best practices that you have that somehow help in uplifting the performance of our learners. I like that. No? There are still others, but I just mentioned one among all those mentioned by you. And we also have with Ma'am Monino J. Cruz, no? She has also shared a lot of best practices. But what strikes me is the baes, plantito, plantita, plantotoy, at plannene, no? Gulayan sa tahanan sa paaralan. So ang ganda kasi rin naman ng objective nito, no? This is for the improvement, no? Or in a collaboration with the national yung NGP project, no? To support the local government project. So we always remember that whatever projects and activities that we also have in the school should also be nakaangkla yan, no, sa LGU's project. And that is also signifying our support to whatever the local government, no, is presenting or introducing to us. Okay? And we also have another thing that strikes me, if of what was being shared by Ma'am Corazon Buta, the principal of Palawan Elementary School, was the project recess reading sessions, online pagbasa. What strikes me here is this: it refines pupils' ability in reading with comprehension strategies that facilitate their understanding and analysis of written text effectively and easily through the implementation of online pagbasa. And true enough, this is very I appreciate this because of the kind of modality that we have nowadays on the blended learning. We really need to be online, not in reaching out our learners, since we cannot really deliver our instruction in face to face. So there's no other way but to reach them virtually, not through online. And this is one good practice that really show the creativity of the Calauan Elementary School, trying to come up with a medium of instruction that would reach out our learners. And of course, for the last school this morning, we have the Pinagbuhatan High School, no? The school of Mama Regal. She made also mention of there were a lot of best practices, but then I'd like to comment on the school ICT infrastructure. I was assigned then, I know that when it comes of techie, savvy, talaga naman, we can always count with Sir Michael Morelia and all the other ICT there. That is why when you say IT infrastructure, if I was not mistaken, Ma'am Regala was mentioning this morning about the Facebook Messenger, providing virtual, way to reach out their internal and external stakeholders. And as part of the objective of this project, notable best practices of Pinagbuhatan High School, it says here that with the limited personnel that the school have, in this time of pandemic, we are all aware naman that we really observe the was so lessening the number of teachers reporting in school. So we do experience shortage of manpower in school. So in this way, through the ICT infrastructure, the school would be able to reach out with all their internal and external stakeholders with the quality and safe handling of communication with them, and updating perhaps our learners in all the activities and programs of our school. So this morning it was really an overwhelming and very what is this important best practices that are being shared. I just hope that the other school heads also who are listening and who are with us, and even the SBM coordinators, teachers, as well as supervisors would be able not to benchmark with all what is being shared. Of course, for this afternoon, for the cluster 4 headed by the PSDS Dr. Gomer Agon, we also have the Buting Elementary School, which is headed by Sir Joel Armas. And the one of the notable best practices that I'd like to quote was the Recover Reads program. Puro sa akin sa English, no, sa reading. And we, as mentioned, no, the objective of this project is a values-based home literacy program implemented with the help of parents and the teachers of volunteers. The beauty of this is that we are capitalizing on the help involving the parents of our learners, because they are the one, no, who directly instruct or teach their children at home. And whether we like it or not, no, in the school, there is no way for us to reach out our learners is through their parents, their guardians, no, because so we need to get in touch with them. So we really need the help of our parents in as much as all the guidance and instruction, but also in teaching and supervising the academic performance of their child at home. And for another school in cluster 4, which is also the Buting Senior High School. No, we have also Ma'am Amparo Silvela, the school head. She shared about the BSHS, the Buting Senior High School virtual clinic. I saw also I like the aims. No, the project aims to provide holistic, inclusive healthcare services to all the stakeholders of Buting Senior High School amidst the challenges posed by the COVID-19. So dito pa lang, no, nakikita natin that we really we also take into consideration, no, the welfare of our health welfare of our not only our learners but also our parents as part of our external stakeholders. And of course, we have Ma'am Esther Amigo of the San, San Joaquin, San Joaquin Elementary School. Ang dami rin na i-share ni Ma'am Esther. Pero yung una kong naano sa kanya ay yung ating project IA at Camezo. Integrative assessment at Facebook Messenger and Zoom. Bakit ko napili ito? Ang Ma'am Esther, no, napakaganda ng project na ito because true enough that we reach our learners through Facebook Messenger, Facebook, and Zoom, especially those who are in blended modality. And of course, the last school for Cluster 4 is the San Joaquin Calawaan High School with Sir Lazaro Torres. Ang gusto ko sa kanya yung pink na ano ko kay Ma'am Judith kanina, no? Sa MC natin. Ano ba yung acronym, yung meaning ng pink ni Sir Lazaro? Papel na ibibigay nyo para sa aking kinabukasan. Totoo naman ito, no, during the first year of our implementation of DELCP, wherein we really could not imagine how are we going to deliver quality education to our learners. Talagang nangailangan tayo ng bond paper. And ang galing, no, ng ating Calawaan High School with the leadership of Sir Lazaro, because he was able to tap other external stakeholders to at least contribute and give their support in providing bond paper so that the school will be able to provide also print SLMs to our learners. Napakaganda nito. And I just hope this is also ongoing kasi still pandemic, although may mga tablet yung mga bata natin. So, Ma'am Carmina, sorry ha. Okay, sige. I'll mute na. Okay, sorry, na-interrupt lang. I'm in another kasi webinar. So, my impression, no, in general, of course, my congratulations to all the hands-on, hardworking, innovative, creative school heads who were able to come up with these innovations and best practices in their own respective schools. And we know very well on the division office that these best practices really somehow help in the improvement of the academic performance of our learners. This whatever practices, whatever notable best practices that we are implementing in the school, we know this boils down for the delivery of quality education for our learners. So at this time, I'd like also to thank, of course, no, our proponent of this project, of course, si Ma'am Ruth De La Cruz, no, for having this very good project or activity wherein we give equal opportunity to all our school heads to be able to share their best notable practices. We all know that each school has unique innovations, and there are times that even though our school heads would like not to benchmark, as you always tell Ma'am Ruth, no, that they need to go visit other schools because there are notable practices that they can also imitate or at least uh, uh, they can also practice in their school. But through this, kahit hindi na sila pupunta, Ma'am Ruth, no, in the schools, dito pa lang sa virtual, they get it all. I mean, through all these presentations. So napakaganda, Ma'am Ruth, ito, no? So congratulations, Ma'am Ruth, for this beautiful projects or activity. Second, I'd like also to, of course, thank our school head. I know, dear school heads, that you really spend time, no, in the preparation of this. It is not done in one sitting, but then through the help of your diligent, supportive SBM coordinators and other teachers, you were able to make it. So salute to all of you, our dear school heads, for this wonderful sharing or presentation that you had. And thirdly, of course, to our top managers, without them, this won't be made possible. For all the support, technical assistance being given by our top managers, start with Ma'am SDS, Ma'am Evalu, Ma'am Carol, Sir BJ, and Sir Manny. Thank you so much for their support and all the technical assistance that is being provided to them. And lest I forget our supervisors, the PSDSS, who were also there, no, that through and pinutukan din namin, no, collating, reminding, constant, just to make sure that our schools will be able to come up with what is expected for them to submit. And lastly, I'd like also to congratulate our energetic and awesome MCs today, Sir Louis Rafael Tordesilia and Manjeli Chenea Retaga, for hosting this important event. So to all of us, congratulations. And I hope that whatever presented and shared this afternoon, there will be a lot of takeaways, no, from our to our principals, that they can bring it home and probably initiate and start implementing in their schools, which they think are effective to the kind of learners that they have. So thank you so much, and God bless us all. Thank you, Ma'am Chudi.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Limbo, for wrapping up today's event. For now, let us call it a day and be prepared for another set of ideal and inspiring notable best practices. Sharing will be continued tomorrow morning, showcasing Cluster 5's best practices. See you at 9 a.m., same Zoom link, and of course via YouTube and SDO Facebook page. It will be hosted again by the man who performs with all his power and will, Mr. April Buonggaling. Also, please be reminded about our attendance. Link was already provided here at our Zoom chat box. And see you on the closing ceremonies. Once again, this is Teacher Judith signing off.
Thank you, Ma'am Judy. Thank you, Ma'am
Congratulations
Ryan.
again, Ma'am Judy.
Yes, congratulations.
Good job, everyone. Thank you.
Yan. So, yan po. So, I request po the Refsy people to live in this room po. We will continue po. And then, Sir Randy, can you stop recording na po? Maraming salamat again, Ma'am Mayet, to the two PSDSs in charge for Cluster 3, Ma'am
Recording
Karen,
stopped.
for Cluster 4, Doc Walter, and to all the PSDSs who are present today. Magandang hapon. And of course, to our brilliant school heads, ang ating mga SBM coordinators for Cluster 3 and 4, and for all who are present today na our school heads. Sabi nga, it was really completely synthesized by Ma'am Maya for the presentation of the notable best practices for Cluster 3 and 4. I salute you also. So again, tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So we request the Refsy people to live in this chat platform kasi we will be having naman for the Valentine. Thank you.
Thank you again. See you tomorrow, Sir Randy and the team.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Sir Cesar and the team.
Thank you, Ma'am Ron.
Bye everyone. Congratulations again, Ma'am Ruth and all.
Thank you, Ma'am Mayet.
Thank you, Ma'am Mayet.
You're welcome, Dr. Sar. Thank you, Rin. Congratulations, Dr. Sar.
Thank you.
Successful conduct.
Siyempre sa ating lahat yan eh.